Welcome, friends and enemies. I'm glad you were here. We're kind of running this one off I guess, the something of our pants. I don't remember. It's a thingy I can't remember. I think it's like the seat of your pants or something, which doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. Um, we're doing it live. But yes, we are kind of just waking up. So this is something I'm not transferring in my brain. Let's put it that way. Let's see. It was a bit hectic as of last night, trying to get everything set up since their setup, I guess, for the Hogwarts Legacy install was something we couldn't do quite yet. So I've been trying to figure out what exactly they consider it, but I get the feeling they're going to try to screw me over, which I wouldn't be surprised because, I mean, it's PC people and apparently they don't like to open at the same time. So, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's I'm cons Somebody's playing with me. See, this might do a lot of sooner. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. That is most definitely the thing that they're going to throw at me. So, apparently, they decided they're going to change the time on me. Instead of releasing it on the day, they release it halfway through the day, which I'm not particularly fond of. What else is new? I gotta say, I'm not really fond of the Twitch layout because they don't do squat to help you get anything going. There we go. That helps a little bit, I suppose. Oh, man. Well, this might throw things off considering I was trying to do this before I go to work and they're not going to let me. So I'm going to throw something else at this now, I guess. If I can find the proper stuff, I suppose. There you are. Aha, found you. Apparently, everyone's been doing this whole thing with finding out what your house is. Which I think I know what I would be. I'm not sure if they would put me in the right one. That's okay. How the heck did they get to these things? Well, maybe that's not the right one. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay, so we found it. I'm not signing up for that. I guess we're finding a different one then. Doo-doo-doo. Don't care about celebrities and what houses they are. Come on. Oh, I'm not touching BuzzFeed. Sorry. Okay. Let me pull this tab up. And we will figure out what in the world is going on. All right. So, which word describes you best? I hate this because then it's like I'm only one, apparently. I am friendly. I am loyal. I'm definitely hardworking. I'm not sure what obliging means, but I guess it means that I'm helpful. I guess is obliging. I don't know. I'd say loyal. Probably the biggest. Which Hogwarts teacher do you like best? Well, considering I don't know any of them really, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Dumbledore's probably Gryffindor. I don't even know what her name is, but I'm assuming she's Ravenclaw. Hagrid, I'm assuming, is a Hufflepuff, and Severus Snape. Oh, Minerva McGonagall. Their names are right here. I am blind. It's too early for this. It looks like Severus Snape would probably be Slytherin, but I don't remember very much. I mean, everyone loves Hagrid, but everyone loves Dumbledore, and to some extent, everyone likes Severus Snape. So that's a bit tricky. Minerva, from what I remember of the movies, which is not a whole lot to be honest, was smart at least. So not really sure what Dumbledore was supposed to be besides just the headmaster. I didn't even realize he was a teacher. um, Hagrid, I never even saw teaching really. I just saw him kind of out in the woods all the time. Severus Snape was the Defense of the Dark Arts. I mean, I do like that. So probably Severus. I don't know why it keeps dropping down like that. Which spell? I don't even know what these are. Ridiculous. Obliviate, Expelliarmus, Wingardium Leviosa, Lumos. I think Lumos is a light one, right? Expecto Patronum's, I thought, also a light. Alohomora, I don't know what that is. Obliviate sounds interesting. This might require extra research because I have no idea what these are. Okay, 10 most iconic. Here we go. Expelliarmus. Yeah. The disarming charm enables the user to disarm another wizard or witch in a duel by forcing their wand out of their hand. The power behind it, the spell could also knock an opponent off their feet and send them flying. So apparently this is Harry Potter's signature spell. Well, I guess Avada Kedavra is not one I can use. Wait, sacrificial love? That's a thing? Well, Expecto Patronum. So I guess it's a protection charm of some sort that well, turns, I guess, into a type of creature at its strongest form, and spell draws strength from the user's happiest memories and is difficult to perform. Okay, so that just creates like a protective creature of some sort. Wingardium Leviosa. Making things float. Okay, so you can float. That sounds like a pretty useless thing, considering you can get on a broom and fly. So a mountain troll attacks and just cause it to fly into the air and then drop or something? Or like... Well, Petrificus Totalis is not on the list, so we'll skip that. Obliviate. What is this one? All right. The memory or forgetfulness charm. So basically, you can make people forget stuff. Huh. So Obliviate just is a forgetful. Expecto Patronum's a protection spell. Wingardium Leviosa's levitation. So Ridiculous is the Boggart banishing spell. It forces a Boggart to morph into something that is amusing to the user, thus depriving them of threatening power over them. Hey, they stole that from Monsters Incorporated. To vanquish fear using laughter. So I guess in an instance in Harry Potter, the movies, Snape was this terrifying boggart thingy, and then they used Ridiculous to turn him into Severus Snape in a dress and fluffy hat with animal thingy around him. Looks ridiculous, thus ridiculous, the spell. I'm not sure if this is ACO, Achio, whatever. I guess it pulls. Oh. Summoning charm. That could be useful if you have pets. Pet dragon, Astio. Pet giant snake, Astio. Well, that could be interesting. Alrighty. So that one looks somewhat useful. Sectum Sempra. It's marked as being reserved for enemies, but no details of its actual effects are given. So he goes into a fight with Draco Malfoy, he casts Sectum Sempra on him, and discovers that it causes severe bleeding and lacerations on Draco's body. Severus Snape is revealed as the Half-Blood Prince, apparently. The originator of this malicious curse, although not frequently used, it's hauntingly unforgettable due to the mystery surrounding it. Okay, so does it just cause severe bleeding and lacerations, or does it, like, do something else? Like, that's very vague. Yep, Lumos is a flashlight. So far, the summoning one seems to be the best. Let's see, what does this do? That one's opening locks. Okay. So Alohomara is lock breakage, I guess, or door opening or something. I think that covers all of them, right? Like ACO, or I'm assuming that's what it's called. ASIO, whatever. Summoning Alomara's locks. Stricto Patronum's a protective thingy against Dementors and stuff. Lumos is a light. Do Expelliarmus? We did do Expelliarmus. I don't remember what it was though. Oh, that's the one that knocks things out of their hands, which I don't know. Just comes off as just really weird to me. Wingardium Leviosa to do levitation. Ridiculous. Just to make somebody look ridiculous. Obliviates just to forget things. I would probably do Acacio. whatever it's called. What's your element? That's a difficult one to use because they're all useful. And since I enjoy Wheel of Time, they obviously don't have spirit there, so that's disappointing. Fire is destructive, but it can be useful depending on what exactly you're using it for. You can use it as a light, which is not destructive per se. I mean, it is because it destroys whatever it's feeding off of, like a torch. It'll burn through the torch at some point. But it is useful to be able to see. It's also good to burn things down, unless it's things that are not burnable. It's also good for cooking. I mean, they have a picture of a leaf, so I'm assuming that's earth. When I think earth, I don't think leaves, I think dirt or rock. Earth can be used to grow things, cave in a cave or a gully or a ravine, cause earthquakes or stuff like that. But if you ever played Pokemon, you understand that that's really weak against flying enemies. And in the wizarding world, where they have Leviosa or whatever it's called, and they also have brooms, it doesn't seem that great, honestly, unless you could trap everyone in a building and then collapse underneath the building. Let's see. What else can you use Earth? You can use Earth probably to build. So they all kind of have their own destructive properties. It's just how you use them. You could have holes dug for campsites or something. Water can drown people. You can protect against fire. You can also get electrocuted if you mix it with electricity. Let's see. What else can you do with water? You can't really build with it. I mean, I suppose if you use like a hyper version of like erosion, you could sculpt with it, but you could do that with earth. What else could you do? Let's see. Water. I mean, you could swim, float, kind of stuff like that. I mean, chill, make everywhere the beach. It can destroy a lot of vegetation by keeping it underwater, but it also can cause certain vegetation to thrive, specifically water-based or bacteria-based, fungal, and all that. Goodness gracious, water doesn't have that many applications. I guess I need to start watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I didn't expect to have an Avatar: The Last Airbender question and a Harry Potter type thing, but okay. Air, you can make shields, you can make weapons like swords, spears, arrows. You can blow fires or rain in particular directions. You could technically blast holes into earth, so air is probably the most flexible of the four. What else can you use? You can use it as a bowl and hold things. I remember did a D&D thing. We were trying to figure out how to use Wheel of Time spells, quote unquote spells, channeling weaves, to give them proper power, balance, and whatnot. And apparently in the book, there was this Basically, you could turn a stone into a grenade, which I've never heard of, and it somebody just, I guess, made it for the D&D book specifically, and it could do so much damage, so they're like, "Well, it just attaches to it, there's no time limit on it or anything, so what if you just take this weave of air, stick it in the air, and then just use the weaves on these little rocks and throw them into this thing, and then an army walks underneath it. You just release it, and it comes down and just blows up the entire army. And it's just like that seems a little overpowered. Now the thing is, there's a lot of overpowered things in the Wheel of Time, but it's because they have kind of like very large consequences, especially things like Balefire. Not quite good for the soul, so to speak. Okay, so air doesn't really build. I mean, you could make a platform or something to stand on. You could make stairs or something, but it doesn't have like any like lasting ability. Earth would be the best in that regard for buildings, unless, of course, the magic itself requires you to constantly maintain it. But if you don't have to constantly maintain it, Earth is the best. I mean, you could use fire to make a fire prison for somebody, or a fire wall to keep somebody out. It's going to stand out like the Dickens, but whatever. Let's see, what else could you do? Uh, Air. What could you do with air? Could dry things off. Hmm. You could catch fish with it. You just use air and pull a ball up and turn it into your own little portable aquarium or something. I don't know. Combat purposes, air is probably the best. Destructive purposes, I'd say fire is the best. Constructive, I'd say earth is the best. Survival, water is probably the best because you need water to live, and you could cause it to be seawater to prevent people from drinking it if you're trying to like guerrilla warfare them. But you could also do like a fresh water if you needed to drink something. Fire will keep you warm, but fire is easier to make than water. You can't just make water. There's tools to make fire. Um, Earth will give you shelter. Wind will give you hunting ability a lot easier without damaging your prey. Honestly, I probably would go air. I don't know what any of these have to do with the houses, but okay. What kind of books do you like to read? Well, I'm assuming adventure is kind of it's not really fantasy. I mean, fantasy is my favorite. I like science fiction, but only certain ones. I do enjoy historicals to some extent. I probably have to go with adventure, maybe. I don't know. I like history stuff. I'll probably go to history. Which character from Harry Potter would you like to be friends with? I mean, everybody wants to be friends with Hagrid because Hagrid's just cool. I don't know anything about Neville. I know a little bit about Hermione and Ron. Hermione's kind of a snob, so probably not her. Uh, Ron's a weasel, but he's loyal, though he is stupid. Um, I don't know anything about Neville. Of course, you got Gryffindor, 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 and a teacher. So we're looking at personalities. Probably not Hermione. I don't know. Hagrid just seems like the best one. Like he's gonna listen to your problems, kind of person. And I got lots of those. So hey, Hagrid, there we go. Choose a pet: owl, rat, frog, cat. I always love snow owls. Rats can be useful. That's a picture of a mouse, though. That's not a rat. Is it? Is that a rat? Looks more like a mouse to me. Frogs, I don't see a whole lot of use for, but okay. I have a cat. She loves me to death to the point it can be really annoying, but they're useful. But killing power, owls got it hands down. Choose your favorite Hogwarts school subject. History of magic. I don't even know how that would like do anything. Like, what is the history of magic? I guess alchemy. I mean, when I can play like when I play The Witcher 3 or something, I always skip alchemy. I just go straight for this hack and slash. Mostly because that's just a lot of stuff to make, and you have to get a ridiculous amount of materials, which I usually have because I never get rid of anything. They don't exactly put like a weight limit on you or anything like that, which I think is kind of silly. Honestly, they should put like a pack on to the back of Roach or something. Herbology could be useful, I suppose, unless you're in a city and there's no herbs around. Alchemy can be useful unless you have nothing useful to mix. History of magic could potentially let you know more about magic, but the defense against the dark arts is combat, and I do like combat. Man, it's either defense against the dark arts or history of magic. Let me look up what history of magic is, because maybe it's cooler. Only spell. Ready. Well, yes, I know it's a study of magical history. No duh. It's called the history of magic. One of the subjects from dadgummit, where magic or the use of magic practically was not necessary for this class. Teacher dies and keeps teaching as he's dead. So to remember dates, that sounds a lot worse. I'm gonna go defense against the dark arts because that just sounds painful in every way possible. Be a great soldier, not so great as a book thing in that regard. What's your greatest asset? Flair. You guys know by now, flair is not my thing. Loyalty. I'm definitely loyal. Courage. I wouldn't really call it courage because courage is only a thing if you're afraid, and I don't really have the capacity to be afraid, I guess. I'd say intelligence. Figuring things out and all that jazz. All right. Who do you think should become Hogwarts headmaster after Albus Dumbledore? I know Severus Snape, but I thought he died, so that wouldn't make much sense. Minerva McGonagall, maybe. I don't know who Remus Lupin is. I mean, I remember the face from the movies. I just don't know who he is. Is he like a dog or something? Oops. Oh, he's a werewolf. Let's see. So I guess he got bitten as a kid. A werewolf Fenrir Greyback. I'm not sure what does he do. He is one of the Marauders, best friends with Sirius Black, James Potter, and Peter Pettigrew. They created the Marauders map, which I don't even know what that is. They joined the original Order of the Phoenix and fought in the First Wizarding War. But Pettigrew betrayed James and Lily Potter to Lord Voldemort a week after he was made the couple's secret keeper. And Remus lost all of his closest friends in various ways by the end of the First Wizarding War. Though him and Sirius Black get together again afterwards. Isn't Pettigrew the rat guy? Yeah, he's the rat guy. So he fights against Death Eaters in the Second Wizarding War and lost his friend Sirius. Fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. His wife was murdered by Bellatrix. And then Remus was murdered by Death Eater Antonin Dolohov. First half. So he died and he fought, but like, what does he do? He's kind of a lame werewolf if he can only turn into one at a certain time of the month. What is he, a teacher, or is he just? Seems like he's just a student. It's not even a good-looking werewolf. That's like a sickly werewolf. Aberforth Dumbledore. I don't know anything about Aberforth. Let's see. Inappropriate charms on a goat. So he's Dobby's master, I guess. I'm not really sure. He has a thing for goats. I'm thinking Minerva McGonagall is going to win this one. Which of the following foods do you like the most? Wow, chocolate frogs, every flavor beans, cockroach clusters, sugar quills with edible ink. Well, chocolate frogs doesn't sound particularly tasty. Every flavor beans means it's going to have every flavor, right? If it has every flavor, that's also the nasty flavor, so probably no. Cockroach clusters, I don't even know how you expect that to taste good, but okay. Sugar quills with edible ink. I mean, is the sugar quill edible or is it just the ink? I'd probably do sugar quills with edible ink because if I'm writing something, that's a very strange question. What's your Patronus? Stag, dog, horse, fox? Not a horse. I'm not really particularly fond of horses unless they're in a cavalry charge. Stags are cool, but I don't know what that means. I love dogs. Foxes are cunning. I'd probably do dog. A dire dog. What is the most important in your life? That is a terrible design question. So what is most important in your life is a better question. Okay. Family, friends, love, money. Eh, money's useful, but only if you have family or friends. Emotions. I'm not really good with emotions, so love's probably not the option. I'm really big into family. I like friends, but family's big, so I'd say family. I'm a strange person. What can I say? What are you most afraid of? Abandonment, loneliness, heights. Nothing. The heights. I mean, that depends. Some things I'm not afraid of at heights. Other things I am afraid of at heights. Like, I mean, that everyone has some level of fear of heights. It's just they probably haven't reached a high enough height for them to be afraid of yet. I mean, if you're standing literally in the air, where if you move, you fall, and you're like sitting in the atmosphere right next to space, and you look down, you might be terrified, mostly because you probably don't have a way to stop whatever it is for the fall. Loneliness. I mean, I'm an introvert who likes to be alone, so that's not a thing. Uh, Abandonment. I mean, I'm an introvert, so abandonment kind of comes with the territory. You just like assume that you're abandoned. I'd have to go with nothing, I guess, because I'm not really terrified of heights. A Quidditch match is in progress. Where are you? On the pitch, on the grass with a broken arm, in the stands, or on the bench? Well, not in the stands. Well, I don't know what on the pitch is, but that sounds like you're active. On the grass with a broken arm probably means you just fell off and died or something. Man, they have the weirdest little stands up in the air, like the little balcony things. We'll fit 10 people in here, and that's it. Sorry, 12. Wouldn't be on the bench. When I played sports, I played soccer, and I was always on the field as much as possible. So not in the stands, not on the bench. I wouldn't have a broken arm. I broke 10 bones in 14 years, but none of them are mine, so call that good. I'm gonna say on the pitch, even though I don't know what that means. It's active, so I'm a Gryffindor. How the heck did I get a Gryffindor? Courage. Okay. Courage, nobility, justice, and honesty. None of those were things that were part of this quiz. Gryffindor pupils are characterized by courage, chivalry, determination, boldness, as well to stay cool in difficult situations. Interesting, considering that didn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but I see myself as more of a Ravenclaw, probably from what I know of them anyway. I don't see myself ever being Gryffindor or Hufflepuff, so I'd probably be a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin. I don't know how the heck any of this stuff relates to this, but okay. Maybe it was just like a random thing. I don't know. That's just weird. Well, so that happened. It doesn't look like I will get to do anything until later tonight. Unfortunately, I wanted to do this today, but can't because they haven't released it and they won't release it for like another 3 hours or so. And I will be at work at that point. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to cut this a little short. Oh my goodness. I'll just have to change the title to. Well, I guess I technically don't have to, but that seems like a very boring 45 minutes for pretty much anyone involved. So I apologize to everyone. This is just supposed to be a fun video game bout. Got majorly disappointed by the fact that I can't because times and release dates are really stupid. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully I was at least mildly entertaining for you. It was probably very mild because it's the morning and I'm not a very morning functioning person. And not being able to do what I was actually intending to do was also kind of irritating. So I do apologize once again, and hopefully it won't put too much of a damper on the next go through, I guess. But I don't know if I have my other stuff here, but anyway, thanks for hanging out. I might try to do a thing tonight for Hogwarts Legacy, but that's going to depend on work and stuff because I work the late shift. So we'll see how that runs. But hopefully it will be entertaining. So just hop on if you see it. I don't know if I'll do an announcement for it because it'll be kind of like the last minute anyway, unless I'm on it and I'm just like, hey, come join. But yeah. So thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see if we can do that tonight. Whatever. Anyway, walk in the light, my friends.